We need here, Mike?
Yep, you can go ahead.
So we'll just go through what we had at Daytona qualifying inspection. We had penalties that went both to the 34 and 51 that are very similar in nature. The penalty, the infraction that they had was a safety infraction, and it was any and all ballast added to the vehicle must be secured in a ballast container outlined in the rules. So obviously this was a move that the crew chiefs went home right after this inspection for the rest of the event. So they were done for the weekend. We don't like, it's more of a game within the industry that we don't like playing. And here's what we have. So this is the 34. Chris Larson was the crew chief on this vehicle. And we have the water bottle, but what we have is this bag here has lead in it. So you can see that this is not, that's a lot heavier than a bag's supposed to be. Okay. So what they do, they weren't probably weren't planning on racing with this, but what they were doing is having this on for right-sided weight in the inspection. The ballast was to the right side, where the driver hydration, which is we take that seriously. Our drivers, we want to make sure they get proper hydration. So this was on the right side of the car. That would have got exchanged during the approved adjustments prior to racing. And this probably would have been in a car, but it doesn't matter. At that point, it's unsecured weight ballast, and it's a problem. So then we go to the 51 that had the same thing, except theirs wasn't quite as elaborate. They have their water bottle in here. You can see even with the water in it, it's much lighter than the other one. And then the lead was in the bag. So again, gaining those, however many pounds are there. And also we had these two parts of a driver cooling that were not even used or hooked up or had any purpose in the car, as well as a power cord. Again, just additional weight. So you add that up, see? So you add that up, and we could be anywhere from 10 to 14 pounds. Their penalty was the same, so it was 10 driver points, 10 owner points. And again, the crew chief was ejected from that point on for the rest of the weekend. They did not participate in the 500. Any questions on those?
So cars might have these parts, but they're usually part of the system. These are just in there, not hooked up.
On these, yes, they had their own. So this was not part of their system. This was sitting beside the driver's seat. This was on the left side. These were, the bag was on the right. This here was on the left side, just for additional weight.
So, but did those have lead too, or those were?
Yeah, these are weighed down. These are not normal weight. They're deaf. That cable doesn't weigh that. And we don't need to get that technical, but we know that power cord does not weigh. It just weighs. So a mistake. Everybody trying to get what they can get, but these kind of mistakes we have zero tolerance for. And that was the penalty for those two teams. Unfortunately, they gave up some points and they lost their crew chief, and it probably affected their Daytona 500 a little bit. And that's what we do. Parity's important, and every pound's important, and we need everyone playing by our rules. And these two teams elected to try something a little different.
So this bag, something is where's the lead was just in this one sitting there. This is something that's in the bag lining here.
Yes, this is built in. This is built into the bag. Wow. So you can see that in the bag, and you can feel it. It's the same material as this. It's you can bend it, you can move it, and you can feel the weight of it.
Is that something you usually check for? Is the water pump?
Yeah. We have a good look at the cars when they go through certain stations. We're always looking, we're touching, we're feeling. So it's pretty common that we do it. I pretty much guarantee these are the only two cars that had it with pretty high, pretty high confidence level that would be the only two cars. They're all checked. Not to say people can't try different ways, but when they get caught, it's the same result. And again, most most teams don't go in this direction because the price is too big. That, you know, again, 10 points doesn't sound like much, but it is if you're trying to win a championship.
Good.